Looks like we're up against the wall in Amherst. Stick around, I'll tell you about it. Hi, folks. Old Man Grognard here, and today we're going to be looking at another supplement from Small Niche Games called The Guidebook to the Duchy of Valnwall. Now, if you remember my previous episode on this, we looked at the Amherst book, the Chronicles of Amherst, and Vanwall is a district in that area of the world, or that world of Amherst, rather. And this is all this is compatible with Labyrinth Lord or any other old school game you can think of. It's just they released these for Labyrinth Lord. Now, this was done in 2015. It's about 119 pages by Peter C. Spahn, who's a very good writer. The art is Luigi Castellani, which I really like. And the maps, they're beautiful. They're Tim Harton and Tom Fan did all the maps. You see it on the cover there. Here it is. There's the cover. Isn't that beautiful? And like I said, it's 119 pages. It's very, as is the most of the Amherst stuff, is very Mystara Gazetteeri-like, with its own little peccadillos. It is an ancient world. Magic is feared here, although they have seen magic. It's not like magic in every corner like Forgotten Realms, but it's like taken down a notch or two. You know, they kind of regulate it, and you have a church here that doesn't like. It's not common, let's say that. It's around, but it's not common. No slavery, of course. The Church of Law and Order pretty much has free reign over the whole land. And they're pretty much a, pretty tight Christian group type thing. Here's what the book looks like. Here's a map of the area. This is the area of Vanwall. It does include Dolmve, which we will get to in another episode. It's got a whole lot of different things. It's got your usual forests. It's got your pirates. It's got your, critters up in the hills. You got dwarves. You got elves. And there's a few different things in here. Here's what the book looks like. Once again, beautiful book. 2-column, tight layout. Easy to read. I'm just a slow reader. That's all. It's got a great big, what I really like is, see that it says rumors and gossip? That's a D100 roll. There's 100 rumors in there that you can roll up, and it'll tell you whether it's true, false, or it's up to the game master. These are the critters, the bestiary. They have new flora and fauna in here, so a couple of new magic items. As in Amherst, they do not have orcs or goblins or kobolds or ogres. They have what they call rucks, different type of rucks, which to me, they sure, walks like a ruck, talks like a ruck, quacks like a ruck. It's an orc. So, and it's good. And the artwork, they have a no art version, but they also have an art version here. And it has some beautiful artwork in here by Mr. Castellini. And it just is really evocative. But the thing is, even the no art version, you still get the maps. You got to have the maps, and they're beautiful maps. They really are. Let's see, what's going on around here? Elves. Elves are kind of disliked in this world. Once again, they keep to themselves, and there's a couple forests they'll keep you out of. The church don't care for elves, and it goes back to a thing like at The Hobbit where there was some big ruck uprising, and the whole of the Elven nation said, we're going to sit this one out, except for this one clan who went there, against orders, basically. They're friendly with those elves. But even the church is kind of like, but on the whole, elves are kind of like, I'm not saying they're looked down upon, but they are, looked askance at. Humanoids, more or less, they're tolerated. Let me put it that way. There are still some dwarven clans around. and gnomish enclaves, things like that. It's got some interesting. One of the earldoms is divided into 4 sections. One of the earldoms is called the Earldom of Caldwell. It is run by Earl Uther Mon Caldwell, who is basically a bad guy. He's one of those guys who thought, I should have got the throne of this land, and I'm going to do everything to mess up the current guy who's running the place, the whole duchy. And so you have things going on like that. There, Cadwell is not very well thought of. It's kind of a shifty town. They got all these nobles looking down on him, but at the same time they're sucking up to him. So, you got that intrigue going on if you want it. What else the wall itself. The wall itself is really interesting. It's this huge seawall that divides the duchy from the sea and other things like that. And and they keep it patrolled. Some of them, like the Amherst book, said it was a natural seawall, and some of it in here says it's natural seawall. But then it says it's also partly man-made. There's caves and rooms and stuff in there. Here's a side view of it. Now, if you notice the top part, pretty much rooms and stuff. This is where they patrol. The middle part, who knows? And there's the lower part that is under the ocean. That actually is under the ocean as much as the wall can be. Anyway. The weird part about it is you see the middle part here in the gray above the waves. That shifts, and nobody knows why. So apparently it'll shift to have different rooms sometime, or rooms in different spots, things like that. This is just kind of a cutaway cross section for you to look at. And that's basically for the game master to put whatever dungeon or whatever he wants to put in the wall. He can put stuff in the wall, which is really nice. And this thing's loaded, once again, this is loaded with plot hooks and adventure ideas. I've already got a half a dozen that I'm just reading through the book. It's 119 pages, and I'm sorry I didn't get to this earlier, but I'm kind of a slow reader, and I'm working on getting better at this. But this one is another one. I'll just put that up there with Amherst. The whole Amherst stuff from Peter Spawn is, I can tell he's inspired by Mystara, but at the same time he wants to do his own thing, which is good. And I want to say every episode I say, I want to use this. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use this as a campaign world. I'm going to use it. Well, guess what? I will be using this if I ever go back to Labyrinth or anything else. Hey, Stars and Wizardry, you can use it with that too. So, and it gives you references. There are other tomes. They have certain areas in here that other companies have done. There's a couple of references to an area that Barrel Rider Games did in one of their modules. There's a few that the late Faster Monkey Games did, like Lesserton and more. That's in there. Unfortunately, Faster Monkey Games is defunct, and I don't think they ever printed all this stuff out, but you can go to Drive-Thru RPG and RPG Now and get practically everything in PDF of theirs for free. So, also, I think there's at least one thing in here from Brave Halfling Games. But that doesn't mean you can't use it as is. Because they give you, once again, they give you just enough to get in trouble. They give you stats for major NPCs. They give you towns that basically say how big they are, what's going on there, or things like that. And it won't do the game. It won't give you so much that you feel like, oh God, I have to went through. No, they give you just enough to get into trouble. Make your own maps, whatever. Use the maps they have. It doesn't matter. It's a good system. Go out and get it. He sells through Drive-Thru RPG and RPG Now. This PDF, the no art version, is free. The one with art is $4.99. Not a bad deal. The print, which they're all soft bound like this, is $14.99, and you can also get the combo for $14.99 with the softbound and the PDF. So it is a good deal, And, this would be great for like basic fantasy too, even though it does have descending armor class because it is geared towards Labyrinth Lord, aka BX. So, convert. I would not mind at all converting armor classes and such for this stuff if I want to use it in something like that. Basic fantasy or any other ones that use ascending armor class. I'm learning to be flexible in my old age. So go out and get this and tell Peter how much this guy, he's on Facebook, so look him up. One day he'll friend me. I did put a friend request in, Peter. But yeah, this is a great book, and I'll be doing more in the future. I mentioned Dolmenvein. Dolmenvein's in the pipeline. So is the Ghoul Keep and Ghoul Lands, and I believe the Shrine of St. Helena, and other things like that, whatever comes in. But I got a lot of reading ahead of me, but in the meantime, go get this book and tell me about it at oldmangrognard@gmail.com. So until next time, bye.